I don't really have a relationship with my father. Last time I saw him properly was when I was 18 years old. I just finished high school and I didn't really want to go straight to uni. I wanted to go overseas, but my father convinced me to go to university. He said, "Oh, I'll pay for your fees and I'll buy some, pay for your textbooks and stuff." But then halfway through that year, he sent a letter to my sister and I, saying that he didn't want to have anything more to do with us. And I still remember some of the first opening line of that letter, which said, "For far too long there's been too many lies and deceptions surrounding you and your mother." So yeah, that fucked me up for a bit. I ended up dropping out of university in my second year, and then going over to Australia and living in Australia. And then when I was 21, I got pregnant, and I ended up moving back to New Zealand with my partner. And I guess throughout my 20s, I was always trying to prove myself to my dad, and I was I'm not really sure why I did it, but when I went back to university, I went back when my son was about a year and a half. The back of my mind, it was always like I was hoping that somehow he would hear, perhaps through my grandmother, his mum, that I was still in touch with, how well I was doing at university. So I was really motivated, and I studied really hard, and I got like first class honours and stuff. My half sister's got 3 children, and my daughter and her daughter have always been really interested in this grandfather that they've never met. So my half sister and her 3 kids and my daughter and I went to his house, and as we were walking down the driveway, I could see someone in the window in the curtains looking at us. And then when I got to the front door, my stepmother was there, and my stepmother saw me. She her face was like shocked and stuff. She recognised me and was horrified, I think, to see me. And then she started saying, "Oh, Lloyd's not here," because they said we wanted to come and see Lloyd, and she's saying he's not here. And I could actually see something behind her, like a figure in the distance behind her, and it came out and it was my dad. So I said to her, "Oh, you see, is he standing right behind you?" So anyway, she was just caught in a lie. And he came forward. He didn't say very much. He sort of stood there and he just said something like, "Oh, who have we here?" And so my half sister introduced her children, and my daughter introduced herself. Anyway, it was a very strange conversation. He didn't really want to talk to us, really, and my stepmother kept making excuses and saying that they had to go out and they couldn't talk. So we kind of didn't stay there very long. And I guess it was a real shock seeing him as well. I hadn't seen him for so many years. He was all white, and he just seemed very pale, and he'd always been like a larger-than-life kind of person, he was. But when I saw him that time, he was very different. He was very quiet, sort of pale, but like a mouse, sort of scurrying around the background behind my stepmother. And I guess I realised then that, he was the biggest loser in all of this, not me.